welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real-life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about loyalty, specifically that a narcissist does not have any loyalty and you do, and what that does to you. When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you are in a relationship with somebody that doesn't care about you. And I know that sounds harsh. What I try to do with this channel is help people who are in relationships with narcissists. And the best way I can help you is to have you see who this person really is. Specifically, I try to help people that are early in their relationship with a narcissist. I've been with my husband for 20 years. I know other people have been with their spouses, their boyfriends, girlfriends for longer than 20 years. However, it's like anything else in life. The earlier you catch something, the better. It's like if you had cancer, the earlier you catch it, the better for your recovery. You can still have a recovery if you wait till later. So like me, I've been married 20 years, other people 30 years, we can still have a future. We can still have a life. It's still possible. I'm going for it. But it's better if it was done earlier. It's ideal to do it earlier. But it doesn't mean you can't do it later, but I try to catch people early. I want people to understand who this person is as early as possible. A narcissist fools their victim because they love bomb. So they come on as this person that they're not. They're pretending to be somebody else. You believe it. So when they act up later, when they're lying to you, betraying you, you keep thinking the real them is that person when they're love bombing you. That's who they are, and that's who you want to be with. So you might even think, I'd be willing to put up with some of these bad things if I could have that good person. What you're failing to recognize is that the good person doesn't exist. The person with zero loyalty is the real person. Now, for a lot of years, I would forgive my husband. I thought it was my duty as a wife to forgive him. He would do terrible things. He would charge up credit cards. He drove drunk with my kids. He stole money from my kids. And I thought to myself at the time, well, if I did this, I would want him to forgive me. I wouldn't want him to hate me. I wouldn't want him to divorce me over it. What I was completely missing was I wouldn't have done those things. I would not have driven drunk with my children. I would not have charged up credit cards. I certainly would not have stolen money from my own children. That's a huge thing. When you're forgiving the narcissist for something, think to yourself, would you do this? A narcissist survives. They live another day on your loyalty. At the end, towards the end, what my husband did, I found this out later after it was too late. He would get into credit card debt. He would charge up a bunch of credit cards. Then I wouldn't know about it. And he would come to me and tell me when he couldn't pay it anymore, then he would tell me. Then he would call his parents up and he would cry to his parents about his credit card debt, how hard it was. He was trying to raise his family and blah, blah, blah. They bought it every time. This loyalty. So they paid off the credit cards. Then he would immediately start charging them up. So this last time I told him, no, you got to cut up the credit cards. You cannot have these credit cards anymore. Have to cancel the account, no more credit cards. Right in front of me, he cut up every credit card. Immediately after this, he opened up a P.O. box, reordered the credit cards, and started charging again. Immediately. So he was telling me how sorry he was, how bad he felt. But right away, this is what he did. So this is the narcissist. This is the type of thing they do. They will tell you, the sucker, whatever they have to tell you to get you off their back, to make you believe them, to forgive them so that they can live the life that they want. But they'll always do what they want. A narcissist is always keeping secrets. Always. Whether they're cheating on you, using credit cards, who God knows what else. They're known for not paying bills. People will suddenly be at their house doing whatever. A sheriff's at the door. They have to leave their house. They're being evicted because the narcissist isn't paying the bills and they're not telling them. This is narcissism. Now, I'm not saying that specific thing will happen to you, but I am telling you, if you're with a narcissist, nothing good can come of it at all. Nothing. And it's not just you. This is who the narcissist is to everybody. So I'm going to tell you something that my husband did to his mother, which I think is outrageous. It sickens me. It makes me sick. So I've had an up and down relationship with my in-laws. Now, mainly because I didn't know it at the time, but my husband was insinuating to his parents that I was the one that was charging up on credit cards, even though I never, ever used the credit cards. But he was, of course, telling his parents this. So they were thinking that I was hurting my family. Then on top of that, it was about 2 years ago, I've had to call the police on my husband several times. But about 2 years ago, I had to call the police because he barged into the house. He said that he wasn't going to come home. He was I can't remember how much the time was, a day or two. We had agreed he wasn't going to come home for this amount of time. All of a sudden, he barged in the door. He was like a madman. He scared me, scared the kids. So I had to call the police. While the police were here, he called his parents from the driveway, and he told them that I was calling the police for no reason. Just, I don't know what he told them, but he didn't tell them why. He didn't say that it was because he barged in the house and he was a crazy man. So he called his parents and was crying and complaining that the police were making him leave the house and he didn't have anywhere to go. He doesn't have any money. So they paid for a hotel for him. So, and nobody called me. No one called me to say, are you all right? What happened? What was going on? No one called me. I was shocked. I felt really hurt by that. So my relationship had cooled down with them after they didn't call. So largely I didn't have anything to do with his parents. Then his mother called me one day and she wanted to clear the air. So we had a real heart-to-heart. And this is when I found out what he had said about the credit cards, that, this is why there was that issue between us. So his mother and I actually cleared the air. And since then, we've been talking and, we have a decent relationship. Of course, my husband does not have a good relationship with his parents at all. He doesn't talk to them at all because I told him that I had cleared the air with his mother and that she was disappointed in him. This is what I said. This is what she said. I told him this because I said she's disappointed in him, which why wouldn't she be? And this is the thing that's difficult because I can understand this. If I did these things, I could understand my parents being disappointed in me. But he's upset with that. So he won't talk to his parents. He hasn't spoken to his parents since June. Now, I just want to preface this by saying his parents have given him everything. They bought him a house when he was in his 20s. The car he lives in today, they bought him. They bought him his computer. They paid off his credit card several times. They paid his way through college. He didn't even have to work when he was in college. They paid everything. They gave him everything. And he just expects that. We've gone down to visit his parents. They pay for the air, for everything. They do everything for him. There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty with me either, with my husband. I've forgiven him 1,000,000 times. I raise his kids. I take care of everything. He doesn't care. I am upset with him for things he's done. That's unforgivable. His parents, his mother's disappointed in him. That's unforgivable. His mother broke her hip in December. So I told him, I was like, your mother broke her hip, but she really wants you to call her. And he just said, why are you talking to her? I don't care, whatever. I mean, this was his attitude to the person who gave birth to him, person who's given him everything. But I can tell you, they sent him a check for Christmas. He cashed it. This is the narcissist. This is who they are. This is the type of things that they do. So when you are loyal to the narcissist, this is their level of loyalty. They will not be loyal back. So when you feel like you're going to forgive the narcissist because the real person, the real them would never do this, what would you do? Ask yourself, would you do these things? Would you hurt your family this way? Would you do the types of things that the narcissist has done? Ask yourself that and think hard about that answer. If you are with a narcissist, they are not loyal to you. They will abandon you with no guilt. My husband has abandoned his children. He has nothing to do with them. He hasn't spoken to his parents since June. He hasn't spoken to the kids since May. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to do anything with them. He doesn't want the responsibilities of being a father. The same man told me when we had these kids how much he loved them, how wonderful they were, how much he loved being a dad. He's the best dad in the world. Recently I was cleaning out some of my husband's things because I had this stuff all around the house, like he was going to move back in. So finally I was cleaning out some of his drawers. I was like, well, I could use these drawers myself. And I found he left one pair of socks in the house. I unfolded them. They were socks that said "Number One Dad." So he knew this even before he stopped talking to them. This was how he feels. He doesn't care. I wish I had seen those socks there earlier. I actually just found them yesterday. So this is the narcissist. This is who you're fighting for. This person. You have a life ahead of you. Your goodness, your love, your empathy, those are admirable qualities. But in the wrong hands, they will be swallowed up. You will be eaten alive by the wrong person. Thank you so much for watching this video. Very grateful for everybody watching my channel. Please like the video if you like it. Please subscribe to the channel. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if all goes well, I will see you all on Friday.